All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're blueprinting something incredibly cool, a highly capable one-person on-chain finance business powered entirely by collaborative AI agents. We're going to explore exactly how you can literally break through the institutional walls of Wall Street using some of the most cutting-edge tools available right now. Let's just dive right into it. So, here's our agenda for today. We're kicking things off with the agentic finance era. Then we'll break down the core architecture tech stack. From there, we'll dive into the data analyst agent workflow and the portfolio manager agent logic, look at how we're resolving complex signal conflicts, and finally wrap up with building your on-chain empire. Section 1. The Agentic Finance Era. We are officially entering the era of agentic finance. Now, what does that actually mean? It's a brand new paradigm where AI agents autonomously gather multidimensional data, reason through highly complex logic, and execute trades at literal millisecond speeds. Honestly, forget the old rules. This directly pits individual developers like us against massive Wall Street institutions. It finally gives everyday builders the exact same 24/7 monitoring and deep data synthesis capabilities that, hedge funds usually spend millions to achieve. It is a real game changer. Moving on to Section 2. Core Architecture Tech Stack. To make this happen, think of our setup as the ultimate virtual corporate office. Our core triad consists of three absolute pillars. First up, sosovlaue. This acts as your sensory input, providing structured market data and those crucial crypto AI feeds. Second, DeepSeek V4 is your brain trust, utilizing both the lightning-fast flash model and the heavy-hitting pro model. And third, the glue holding the whole shebang together, LangGraph. LangGraph is our state machine orchestrator. It's the strict office manager that continuously feeds live sosovlaue data streams right into DeepSeek's reasoning models. It's the essential connective tissue managing the entire workflow loop of our virtual firm. Section 3. Data Analyst Agent Workflow. So let's meet our first star employee. This agent acts as your tireless junior quant. Operating directly on LangGraph, it uses the ultra-fast DeepSeek V4 flash model to handle all the high-frequency dirty work. Now, when it's continuously pulling sosovlaue and inevitably hits that 20 call per minute API limit, LangGraph uses a Redis caching queue to gracefully pause and retry. No system crashes, no panic. After gathering the data, the analyst calculates delta premium rates and Bollinger Bands. Once it's done crunching the numbers, it packages this structured quantitative data into a specific state dictionary. And this dictionary is absolutely crucial. It's the exact collaborative bridge that LangGraph uses to pass information directly up to the manager. To put that into perspective, let's look at how it navigates ETF arbitrage. Say the data analyst agent detects the ETF delta premium rate suddenly spiking above 0.1%. Boom, it immediately flags this anomaly. It packages this finding into the state dictionary as a very strong bullish momentum signal. It's perfectly structured, neatly tied with a bow, and totally ready to hand off to its superior. Which brings us to Section 4, Portfolio Manager Agent Logic. All right, let's look at their direct collaborative logic, because this is where it gets really cool. LangGraph routes that state dictionary from the high-speed analyst straight over to the manager. Now, while the analyst is built for flash speed, using DeepSeek V4 Flash for high-frequency scraping, the portfolio manager is an entirely different beast. Because the manager has to handle massive amounts of unstructured macro sentiment data, it steps up to the DeepSeek V4 Pro model. It utilizes that absolutely massive 1 million token context window to run deep Bayesian probability models, effectively bridging pure math with real-world macro context. Think of the manager as the true brain of the whole operation. LangGraph feeds it the hard math from the analyst, right? But then the manager also directly queries sosovlaue's crypto AI feeds for unstructured data. We're talking M&A news, policy shifts, big macro reports. It applies these Bayesian probability trees to weigh the hard quant data against that nuanced macro news. And its ultimate goal at the end of the day, to output specific directional trade directives and exact risk exposure ratios. It is literally calling the shots. Section 5. Resolving complex signal conflicts. Now, imagine a really fascinating scenario for a second. The data analyst spots a negative ETF premium, which is historically a highly bearish signal. But at the exact same time, sosovlaue's crypto AI feeds report a major bullish catalyst, like, say, an unexpected central bank rate cut. So what on earth does our system do when the data completely disagrees? Well, this brilliantly illustrates the sheer power of LangGraph connecting these systems. When this exact conflict occurs, LangGraph immediately triggers a specific conflict resolution state. the manager fires up DeepSeek V4 Pro's chain of thought reasoning. It dynamically recalculates all those probability weights, essentially writing out its internal logic step by step in the background. It meticulously weighs the immediate bearish quant flow against the massive macro bullish news, and then it outputs a final, unified, and highly calculated decision. It's like watching a master chess player at work. And get this, the manager doesn't just look at ETFs. It also possesses advanced models for highly manipulated assets, what we often call monster coins. Using complex matrices like the V4A pure K-line breakdown, which actively looks for support collapse, or the V8 price and open interest divergence model, which tracks when smart money is retreating, the manager can actually intelligently outsmart market manipulation. It's not just reacting, it's anticipating. Finally, Section 6, Building Your On-Chain Empire. Okay, so once a decision is made, LangGraph passes the final trade directive down to the risk and execution agent. Think of this guy as the final gatekeeper. It rapidly verifies on-chain liquidity depth so he completely avoids slippage. It checks the value chain network to ensure we have sufficient SOSO gas balances. And it evaluates your maximum drawdown limits. Only when every single parameter is perfectly within bounds does it sign and broadcast the trade to the lightning-fast Sodex matching engine, an engine capable of handling up to 100,000 transactions per second. Literally blink and you miss it. But wait, what if the market is just too choppy and there's just no clear signal? Well, the portfolio manager is smart enough to park your funds in the sosovlaue indexes, specifically the USI-SI hedged asset. This isolated beta risk strategy yields up to an incredibly impressive 54.59% APY. So even when you're playing it safe in strict defense mode, your capital is still out there working hard for you. As the developers themselves put it, AI in hand, you also have the opportunity to fight against the dog trading whales. I absolutely love that quote. You are effectively transforming a single solo developer into an institutional-grade virtual trading firm. You're fully capable of outmaneuvering massive giants just by perfectly orchestrating data, reasoning, and execution. So we've seen how LangGraph perfectly orchestrates the highly specialized brains of DeepSeek with the vast, deep data oceans of sosovlaue. The technological blueprint is drawn out right in front of you. Your AI agents are standing by, waiting in the wings. So the only real question left to ask yourself today is, what kind of on-chain empire are you going to build?